YouTube, it is Katie, which is video. Today we're going to be talking about COPPA, the bullying rules, and the hate speech rules. So let's just jump right in. I wanted this section of explanation to be as short as possible, so I'm inserting it like this. I hope no one minds. Anyways, let's get into explaining COPPA. COPPA stands for the Child Online Privacy Protection Act. It was enacted into law by the FTC in 1998 and serves to protect children under 13's private information online. The act requires that children's information not be collected and that targeted ads, or ads given based off one's personal information, like showing a young woman a perfume ad or an old man a Viagra ad, not be shown to impressionable children. The FTC, or Federal Trade Commission, sued YouTube for violating COPPA and won $170 million for it. They claim that YouTube knowingly and illegally collected children's information, and these claims are backed up by some of YouTube's own statements to advertisers. Although you have to be 13 to start a YouTube account, YouTube is quoted saying to Mattel, the maker of Barbie and Monster High toys, that YouTube is today's leader in reaching children aged 6 to 11 against the top TV channels. They also told Hasbro, which makes My Little Pony and Play-Doh, that YouTube is the #1 website regularly visited by kids. Not only was YouTube forced to issue the largest payout ever to the FTC, but they had to change how the website was run in order to avoid coming into this issue again. How did YouTube foolishly decide to do this, you ask? By requiring YouTubers to specify if their videos are for children or not. Videos for children don't get targeted ads, while videos that aren't for children do. That's not all, though. If your video is deemed made for children, you not only lose targeted ads and 90% of your revenue most likely, but you lose the ability to have end screens or info cards in your videos. You lose relevance in the YouTube searches. Comments cannot be made on your videos. Your videos cannot be put into playlists by you or the viewers, and if your whole channel is deemed made for children, you will lose your community tab, and your subscribers will lose the ability to press the bell and be notified of your uploads. Basically, your video will just exist in a manner that makes it hard to find and impossible to interact with. This would be slightly more acceptable if the lines between made for kids and things like family or advertiser friendly, liked by kids, and viewed by kids were made more clear. But of course, they are not. Content made for kids includes all of the following and could affect channels like song or music channels that kids like Katy Perry Vivo, child YouTubers like Danielle Cohn, family channels like the Ace family or the Prince family, advertiser-friendly vlog channels like Morgs or even Haley Fam, movie reviewers who review animated content like Black Nerd Comedy, animation channels like The Odd Ones Out, toy reviewers, slime channels, school instructional videos that could potentially apply to elementary or middle schoolers such as Crash Course History, arts and crafts channels like Bailey J. The list included snack foods, which could play into some of Shane Dawson's older eating videos or mukbang channels. It also had pets on there, so a channel like Jenna Marbles might even be in trouble. Celebrity drama, such as Spill, or gaming channels, such as Markiplier. So, as you can see, it's pretty vague and ridiculous. Now that you've got the background info, let's toss my face back on screen and talk about why this is going to turn YouTube into a dumpster fire. So as I just explained, COPPA can affect all different kinds of channels depending on how strict, loose, fluid, weird they are with this rule. YouTube's rules in the past have not always been a thing that they are the most consistent with. I feel like if someone's video gets automatically reclaimed as made for kids, even if it's like really not, and they want to go in and reassess the situation, I feel like YouTube is very likely to just not let them. Like, say Husband Hotel. Say they see animated characters and they're like, oh, this is for kids. Your video is now made for kids. That Husband Hotel is not for kids at all. There's cursing, there's sex jokes. It's not for children. But YouTube tends to not care when they do something wrong. They tend to not listen to people's complaints when there is an issue. So I feel like there are going to be channels that get affected that really shouldn't be affected. Like currently Haley Fan Vlog channel, you can't comment on the channel because they think that she is a child and they don't allow children to get comments on their videos. She's not a minor. She hasn't been for a long time. And so her vlog channel should have comments enabled. And that channel has been up for years, but YouTube is not fixing the problem. And that's just one of many, 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 many examples like it. So I feel like if there are any issues with the bot that's going to be going around in January and changing things, fixing channels, I feel like it's going to make mistakes, and YouTube is not going to try to fix those mistakes. Also, I didn't really explain that. All of these changes are rolling out January 2020. That's why I'm making this video now before they roll out, to kind of predict how things are going to go and just give my little piece, my little opinion on it. Lots of YouTubers talking about it. If you want to hear more, just look up like COPPA and then click search, and there will be tons of videos on it. I left out a list of channels that I think could be affected, like Markiplier, General Rumble, Twitter. And the list is kind of like a worst case scenario in some instances, but in other instances it's really, really not. Again, it depends on how YouTube and the FTC decide to handle this. It's a little different because it's not just a YouTube thing. The FTC is involved, and we don't have any experience working with them. We don't know what they're going to be like, but I just really see this going bad for channels that it shouldn't be going bad for. Like I mentioned, Markiplier, because kids love Markiplier. His content is not really made for kids. He curses all the time. He plays scary games all the time, but kids love scary games. Kids like edgy cursing and content. They love to, be bad. And kids love Markiplier. Kids love Jacksepticeye. Like, there are kids on their channels, and I'm sorry for them, but it's there. So what is it going to mean for channels like that, where their content really isn't made for kids, but kids like bad stuff? Like, what is that going to do? Kids, if we were talking like 5 and under, yeah, sure, it's pretty clear to see what's made for them. But once you get to a certain, like, pre-teen, older, 5th grade, I'm the big ones on the playground, I can do whatever I want. Once you get past a certain point, kids will absorb anything. Like, a lot of y'all love South Park. I've never seen South Park because when it was big, I was a child, but the children around me were watching South Park, and I was watching like Futurama. We have no problem digesting adult content sometimes. So what's going to happen to the adult content that is really liked by kids? Is it just going to be considered kids content? This is an argument that I didn't think of, but now that I know it, I'm just like, oh dang, like that's going to suck. One of the things, well, you can't put kids content into playlists anymore, and that is going to suck because YouTube is used by all kinds of people for all different purposes. One of them is instructional purposes. I mentioned that channels like Crash Course might be in trouble because they cover things that kids need. Crash Course does cover like high school and college level stuff as well, but like if we're talking about the Civil War, you're going to learn about that in 6th grade, so we might have some problems there. But the playlist thing is an issue because educators use YouTube playlists. I used to work in preschool, and we would have all the kids' songs so they could learn their colors and their shapes and their alphabets and their numbers in a playlist. And we would just, pick a song from the playlist every morning, sing a little song, have a little baby shark time, and then get into the day. So not having those playlists is not going to be useful. I also saw a comment from a woman who, children are homeschooled, so she does all of the schooling herself, and she saves videos like science experiments or explanations of math things that she doesn't really understand because she's not that good at math. She saves just all kinds of educational videos for her lesson plans with her kids, and now she won't be able to do that because of the new COPPA rules. So it's affecting children in the sense of education. Educators use YouTube all of the time, and now it'll be much harder for them to do so, and they straight up just might not be able to do so after a certain point. So COPPA is affecting lots of channels. I fear that there is not going to be consistency on YouTube's end, and that they're going to try and keep the channels that make them the most money. But I also kind of don't think that will happen because YouTube did just get sued a lot of money because of these channels, and the FTC is involved. Again, it's not just YouTube working on this. So channels like the Ace Family and like Morgs and like all, Lily Singh, all of these kids channels, Lele Pons, all these kids channels might finally be affected. We've made, if you watch commentary or analytical or reaction videos, you've seen YouTubers either making fun of them, calling them out for some of the bad things that they do, cough cough, Logan Paul, but we'll get into him later. You've seen people address how they can do these problematic, bad, not necessarily the best for kids things and make non-entertaining content, and they're just fine. But I'm like the 50% on their channels being affected by COPPA. Again, they make YouTube so much money. I'm not really sure if that's a realistic thing to expect these channels to go away, but I don't know. We'll see what happens to our lovely Ace family. That was so stupid. So because COPPA is affecting so many channels, you're seeing a lot of people getting upset about it and therefore talking about it. And in discussion, I constantly see people saying, like, YouTubers are not babysitters. That's one of the, like, hashtag taglines that everyone's talking about, saying that YouTubers aren't in charge of what kids watch, and parents should be parenting their kids and making sure their kids aren't watching bad things. I see this argument a lot, and I'm here now to tell you why that doesn't make any sense. So let's just say parents parenting their kids makes literally no difference in this case. It doesn't matter. If a kid is watching, like, bloody murder and their parent is allowing that or not really watching them, that makes no difference. Versus if a kid is watching a Baby Shark video and the parent is like, sure, you want to watch Baby Shark, watch Baby Shark. It makes no difference.
I forgot to mention a point that I also find kind of important, and that's just that parents don't watch every single thing that their kids do. Expecting a parent to see every video that comes into contact with their child's eyes is ridiculous. After a certain age, and by that I mean like 4, parents kind of trust kids to make decisions on their own. For us, it was like, go outside and play, come in before the streetlights come on, don't talk to strangers. Your parents weren't standing behind you every second you were playing with your friends to make sure you weren't doing anything bad, or they weren't watching every second of TV with us that we watched. So expecting parents to know every YouTube video their child comes into contact with is crazy. They have food to cook, jobs to go to, houses to clean. You can't just watch your kid watch YouTube all day. Plus, it's helicoptering, which will just make kids rebel even more. So this argument is invalid and dumb.
They can watch Bloody Murder or they can watch Baby Shark, and the problem still exists. The problem is not parents and YouTubers. We're not being asked to babysit. We're not being asked to, my content is bad, kids don't watch my content. That's not the concern. The issue is the advertisers and YouTube, both of which are knowingly giving targeted ads to children, both of which are doing illegal things. They know that these ads are targeted, and they know that they're targeting them towards children, but they're giving the children these ads anyway. And even if parents were to somehow monitor the ads that came before the video their child was watching, I don't really know how they would do that. But even if they were to somehow say, hey, I don't want you watching ads for the new season of Breaking Bad. You need to watch ads for Barbie doll toys. Even if they were doing that, if the kid was watching an ad for Barbie doll and then watching a video on Baby Shark, that makes no difference. The problem still exists. The problem is that the ad was targeted in the first place. That has absolutely nothing to do with parents. And before this, it had absolutely nothing to do with YouTubers. Okay, the problem here is that YouTube knowingly let advertisers give targeted ads to children. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with the video. It doesn't even have anything to do with the ad itself. It's that the ad is targeted. It's that children's private information is being collected. That's the issue. Now, before, this was entirely YouTube and the advertisers' fault, but it was just hard to sue every single advertiser. So that is why YouTube was sued, and that is why they paid $170 million, because they were at fault. What YouTube is doing now is they are shifting the blame. They don't want to be the only ones at fault, so they are changing the system so that each and every individual creator is instead at fault. So now, when there are targeted ads on your video and children are watching your video, instead of it being YouTube, why did you let these advertisers put targeted ads in this kid's video? Now it's YouTuber. Why didn't you tell us this video was for kids? We put targeted ads on here because you said it wasn't for kids, but it is, so it's your fault. So now the FTC is going to fine you $42,000. $42,000. And YouTube gets to chill. It's not their fault anymore because they have shifted the blame onto us. Do we see? And on top of that, no one seems to be blaming YouTube in this instance. They're blaming kids who didn't do anything and parents who didn't do anything. This is YouTube's fault, and they're making it our fault now because they don't want to get sued again. They don't want to have to pay out all of their lovely, lovely advertiser dollars again. So they're making it our fault, shifting the blame, forcing us to determine if our videos are for kids or not, rather than Option A, vamping up YouTube Kids so that kids can go on there, still see all the content they love, not be bored. Like, there's no videos on YouTube Kids. Markiplier is not on YouTube Kids, so ain't no kids gonna go over there. YouTube needs to vamp up YouTube Kids so that kids actually feel like they need to watch it. And needs to say something like, less ads. Want to see all your favorite, Mords, Ace Family, Markiplier videos with less ads? Check out YouTube Kids for ages 12 and under only, because adults, they deserve ads. Put something like that on YouTube. People will flock to YouTube Kids. Just fix it. And then we won't have this issue on the YouTube main, because YouTube Kids doesn't have targeted ads on it. So option A is to fix YouTube Kids. Option B is to take all that private information that you collected, determine which channels are most likely children, and then not give targeted ads to those channels. Maybe change your terms of service so that you don't have to be 13 to sign up for YouTube anymore, so that the kids don't lie about their age when they sign up. And then when a new account signs up and you realize this kid is 9, just say, hey, we're going to give you less ads. I don't think that they'll be upset about that. I don't. I think that the kids will love having less ads before they watch a video, but maybe that's just me. So there are some things that YouTube could do to fix it all on their own, but instead they're shifting the blame onto creators. And creators are shifting the blame onto parents instead of back onto YouTube, because it is our fault. So I just want you guys to know, parents didn't do anything wrong, the kids didn't do anything wrong, and prior to this, we didn't do anything wrong. But we're about to be the ones at blame. We're about to be the ones at fault, because YouTube is requiring us to determine if our kids are for videos, or if our videos are for kids or not, if our kids are for videos. So having to create content that isn't for kids is a problem, not only because of the monetization and all the stuff that you lose. YouTube is a job at this point for most people who are big on it, so losing your job is kind of an issue. Not only is it a problem in that sense, but it's also a problem in the sense that if you're trying to make content that isn't made for kids, but it's also advertiser friendly, you run into a world where there's not really much left to make. It doesn't really make sense. One of the things that you could potentially make, maybe, is some drama content or some commentary, maybe some comedy videos, something that an adult audience would latch more onto because you're talking about more complicated subjects or doing more adult jokes, but you can keep it kind of tame by maybe not cursing as much in the first minute of your video when the bots are scanning, or just trying to keep advertisers in mind. However, this is going to become more difficult with 2 new rules that are also going to be active in 2020, the bullying and the hate speech rules. Let's explain. Welcome back to my lovely narration. Let's quickly explain YouTube's new bullying and hate speech rules. Now, the bullying rules basically say you shouldn't harass anyone. The rules are on screen, but a more general version of what's not allowed includes slurs, like, I'm assuming, the N-word, recording someone being injured or dead, and personally, I think if YouTube is making a rule just for Logan Paul, they should add him next time. Accounts dedicated to one person, like Rapizian, who goes after Onision. Threats, doxing, prank calls to emergency lines, and blackmailing, all of which are already illegal, and therefore don't really need to be added to YouTube's rules, but okay. Directing your fans to attack someone, which I think will lead to a lack of consistency, which we'll talk about later. Objectifying or sexualizing someone, which raises the question of, what if they stand to be sexualized? Kim Kardashian sexualizes herself all the time. Will we be in trouble for doing the same? Video game mods that are made against someone, such as extreme violence mods in The Sims, or insulting comments, which is just way too broad. Everyone has insulted someone at some point. The hate speech rule is basically the same. It doesn't allow hateful words to be thrown at groups of people, such as women, men, gays, Latinos, etc. Exceptions to the rule include, apparently, scripted performances, anti-bullying educational content, and discussing political officials. So, that was a quick explanation, and in theory it sounds fine, but let's get into why it's not. So these rules sound good in theory. Like I said, saying don't bully people, don't deliver any hate speech on this platform. It sounds fun and warm and friendly. But my biggest concern with these rules is that there is going to be a lack of consistency with enforcing them, like just about every other rule. As a pretty clear example of a lack of consistency with enforcing them, um, YouTube is removing videos that violate this rule even though they were made before the rule was enacted, which doesn't make any sense and isn't fair in any sense. But if that's what YouTube is doing, I can't really stop them. It just doesn't make any sense in my mind. But one of the videos that everyone has been talking about them removing because of these rules is Leafy's Content Cop video on... No, the Content Cop video on Leafy. The Content Cop video on Leafy got removed because it was considered bullying. A lot of comments were made against Leafy's appearance, I think. And basically he was just kind of shat on for the entirety of the video, to the point where he felt pressured into deleting his account shortly after the video came out, and people started criticizing him. That was old news. That's old tea. That happened years and years ago. But the video got removed. And it raises the question of, like, if that video can get removed for supposedly bullying someone, what about all the other videos of people just talking bad about people? Look up a video talking about Amberlynn Reed or talking about Tana Mojo. Not that, they're perfect angels who don't deserve to get critiqued, but they get critiqued all the time based on the things that they do and based off their appearance. They just, people throw petty jabs at them all the time. So why was the Content Cop video removed? But some of these other videos haven't been. There's going to be a lack of consistency. As a matter of fact, there already is, and I know it. I know it. For example, one of the things that they say on the list they don't want on the channel is racial slurs. Personally, me, being a black person, I have a hard time believing that. I have a hard time believing that if someone says the N-word, their video is going to get deleted. I struggle to buy that one. Furthermore, what if they say it and they are that race? Or they are that, what if someone who's gay calls themselves the F-word? Are they going to be in trouble for saying it at all, even though it's something they're reclaiming? Would I be in trouble for saying the N-word right now? Where are the lines drawn? I just feel like there's going to be a lack of consistency, which is just going to upset everyone and make this rule impossible for certain channels to follow. I feel like the channels that make YouTube a lot of money are going to be just fine, just like they've always been. We've talked about this. Whenever there's a new rule that rolls out, certain channels, Shane Dawson, the Jeffree Stars, the Tana Mojos, the Jake Pauls of the platform, who make YouTube a lot of money, certain channels just seem impervious to the rules. I feel like that's just going to happen again. And so, so such channel will be able to make their roast video where they insult someone's looks, weight, size, style, husband, skin color, everything, and it's going to be just fine. But another person is going to make a video where they are critiquing someone for, preying upon children. And in there, they're going to throw in one little insult of, like, I don't like their hair color, and the video is going to get deleted. This is just how I feel. YouTube, I invite you to prove me wrong, but I know you won't, sis. I already know what you're going to be deleting. The black commentary tube videos that I love watching, they're going to be gone. They will be vanished. I've already seen one of them go away. It was a video by Troy's TV, giving his opinions on why he thinks white people shouldn't be saying the N-word. So it was actually a video that should not have been deleted under these rules. Under the exceptions rules, it was an educational video talking about why people shouldn't be doing these things. But the video still got deleted because it mentioned the N-word, and YouTube has no consistency. Everything is checked by bots, and bots just don't know what's going on. So I just see this rule being very, very unfair and impossible to follow, because it's like what counts and what doesn't is based off the opinion of a robot and off the opinion of how much money does your channel make, which isn't an opinion. It's just going to be garbage, like all of YouTube's other rules. I also really don't like this rule because it censors us. And a lot of people have been talking about, free speech, they can't do this. YouTube is not required to give us free speech. Nothing is but the government of America. If you want to go outside in the US of A and shout some hate speech at the top of your lungs, you're free to do that. But if you walk into a school, an establishment, if you come onto a certain website, they don't have to allow you to do everything. They're not the US government. YouTube can censor us if they want to, and obviously they want to, but I just don't like it. It especially doesn't make sense to me because there are news channels on YouTube who cover the news. So if a news channel is talking about a certain subject that YouTube doesn't like, say a school shooting, why can the news channel cover it? But then when a regular YouTuber covers it, their video gets deleted because it's too violent and it goes against YouTube. It doesn't, the consistency is not there. It just doesn't make sense. These rules are impossible to follow because they don't enforce them in every instance. And I just don't like being censored. Like, I just found Black Commentary Tube a while ago, and I feel like it's expanding my knowledge of, what I thought of colorism, racism, just how I interpret things in the world. Me growing up in an all-white community, I've kind of gotten used to some things that people do that I'm just like, no, that's not racist. That's just how white people are. But it's like, white people are racist sometimes. It's just been interesting to learn and to build more opinions and just to have a more intelligent conversation on YouTube sometimes. Not even just Black Commentary Tube, but Commentary Tube in general just allows for a bit more intelligence on the platform. We're not always talking about the new purses we bought and our $30,000 clothing haul. We're actually having a conversation about something important. But I'm pretty sure that those kinds of channels, Smokey Glows for our regular commentary, Ready to Glare maybe for her crime videos, and channels like Choice TV, The Mademoiselle, For Harriet, Iloho, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. I feel like those channels are going to be a big risk because of these rules. And really, who are they bullying? No one. Where's the hate speech? It's not there. They're just trying to make the world better by talking about things that are wrong, but because it's an opinionated wrong, because I think it's wrong and maybe someone else doesn't, that's where it's going to be considered hate speech, and that's where the consistency is not going to be there. And, the white man who says the N-word is going to be fine, but the black man who says he shouldn't say the N-word is going to get deleted. That's just how I feel. So let's talk a little bit more on that thing I mentioned earlier about the desire to be advertiser friendly. Like I said, YouTube is a job for most people. If you're not advertiser friendly, you're not going to make a lot of ad revenue money, which is going to suck. There are 3 tiers of ad friendliness: the most friendly, the middle tier, and your content is kind of shaky, and you might not get every advertiser on there. Not only do you lose advertisers, but you lose relevance in YouTube searches, because again, YouTube is a business. They want to make money. If your video isn't making them enough money, they don't care about it. So people want to be advertiser friendly on here for the sake of their videos getting more views, their channel growing, being able to do more things, and for the sake of just collecting a paycheck. So with that being said, with people still wanting to be advertiser friendly, but now that these bullying and hate speech laws are in place, which kind of remove the ability to do a lot of things in your channel, I feel like a lot of channels are going to be in place where they don't know what to make. What is both advertiser friendly and not made for kids? It needs to be the perfect amount of adultish but not offensive. Let's just talk about what I genuinely think is left on the platform and that's going to be safe after these rules come into play. Not to say that every channel that is not in one of these categories is going to be deleted and we'll never hear from them again, but this is me just genuinely thinking, if there is any category of channel that I genuinely think will not have any problems at all with these new rules and will still be able to be advertiser friendly, these are the channels that I think will be okay. So as I have said, COPPA, depending on how stringent they are with it, has the potential to eliminate, and I'm reading off my list here, has the potential to eliminate song or music channels, child YouTubers, family channels, advertiser-friendly blog channels, movie reviewers, animation channels, toy reviewers, school instructional videos, slime channels, arts and crafts channels, snack food/cooking channels, pets channels, celebrity drama, and gaming. That's a lot of stuff that COPPA has the potential to eliminate. The bullying laws have the potential to eliminate commentary videos, comedy videos, and drama videos. They say that an exception to the bullying law is if it is a rehearsed skit, but part of the content cop video was rehearsed skit and it still got deleted, so I just don't really believe that. And then the hate speech law has the potential to eliminate political videos, even though they say that's an exception. I don't believe them because I've seen otherwise happening. Political videos and, again, commentary videos. So that begs the question of what's going to be left. And I've created a list. I really sat down and I really thought about this for a while of the kinds of channels that I genuinely think Won't have any issues given these new rules, but we'll see. I said makeup videos without any heavy critique. If you were critiquing Jaclyn Hill's palette and you say that Jaclyn Hill is fat and ugly, you're going to be in trouble, sis. So makeup videos that are just very bland and don't critique any individual people too badly. You can critique, no, you can't even critique a company because they do protect companies as well, I'm pretty sure. So you can't even talk about how Tarte has, not too many shades. Nope, you just gotta put the powder on your face. I said booktube, which is a sector of YouTube where they read and review books. You'll probably be fine as long as you don't heavily critique any author in particular. Adult books, will probably be demonetized, and there can't be too much violence in your books. If there is, you can't discuss it. But otherwise, your booktube videos will probably be safe, 9 times out of 10. Fashion, again, without heavy critique, and sustainability will get demonetized. Why? I don't know, but it already is. We're already in a state where sustainable channels get demonetized, and it's not hate speech, it's not bullying, it's not anything bad, but you can't talk about sustainability. Just put some clothes on and shut up. Hair videos, but don't sound too upbeat, because that can seem friendly to children. If you're showing a top-notch tutorial, who's to say that an 11-year-old doesn't want to watch that? So you have to have, really adult words, speak with your full thesaurus vocabulary, and just don't sound too happy, because kids like happy. Soap making videos will probably be okay. Soap making is a dangerous craft to do that requires chemicals that could burn you, so I don't think that parents will be letting their kids do that anytime soon. So you can sound as happy and upbeat as you want to. Just make your little soap, sis. Nail art videos will be okay as long as the nail art is challenging instead of cutesy. If you're doing a polka dot, pink and white nail art, that's really easy. Kids are gonna buy into that. Don't do that. You're gonna need some S&S, some acrylic nails. We're gonna paint Starry Night on our nails. That kind of stuff will be okay. But anything too cutesy or too simple, little girls might like that. You might be in trouble. Technology unboxing or review videos, as long as you're not too upbeat, you should be okay. Videos regarding things that adults do, such as paying taxes, how to clean the furnace, something like that. Cooking videos, but nothing too fun, nothing too entertaining. I don't want to see any Minecraft cakes. Julian / oh gosh, I don't know how to say her name. Rosaria Pazid. You know who I'm talking about. The nerdy nummies. You gotta stop. You gotta cut it on some of that. But most cooking and baking videos will be okay. The perfect relatable vlogger, not relatable to kids, still advertiser friendly though. You can't have any kids in your videos. You also can't have any pets. Emma Chamberlain will probably be fine, honestly. Teenagers and older watch her, and she doesn't typically, she doesn't have pets in her videos too often. She ain't got no kids. She'll be alright. And adult gaming, I put a question mark by this one because adult gaming typically includes cursing, which, as I've discussed, advertisers don't like, even though that's ridiculous. People curse on TV all the time. Advertisers will still advertise there, so what's the difference on YouTube? I don't know. But if you're playing games that are being played in such a way that adults will be drawn to it, like maybe a Game Grumps style of playing, you'll be okay. It's just the cursing might, gaming channels, I don't know about all that. But those are the channels, that's it, that's all I can come up with. For channels that I genuinely think won't be affected by any of this stuff, and it's not a lot. It leaves YouTube pretty bland, pretty boring, and if you're not a girl trying to look cute in the morning, you really don't have much to work with here. So what I wanted to do was a little exercise with you guys, where I went down the trending page on the day that I typed up all my notes for this video, because I do have a lot. That's what's down here in my notes. I studied, I did my due diligence for this video, but I went down the trending page to get the top 10 videos in the trending page, and I just want to talk about why I think all if not most of those videos will be affected by these rules. I haven't screened the videos in advance. These are just videos on trending on December 15th. So let's talk about why I think that these videos might not be okay once these rules come into play. The first one on trending is by The Odd Ones Out. It's an animated video. Kids like animation, you're out. So The Odd Ones Out, the Netflix series that was also scary to adult James. If it was scary to adult James, that means it was also scary to kid James. And again, it's animated. There's an animated character. Sorry, bro, your channel is, you're done. Then it is UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship. I think you'll be okay on that one. However, there's violence, so advertisers, yikes, advertisers don't like violence, sweetie. And honestly, the bullying rule doesn't like violence either. Yes, this is organized violence in a sport, but I don't know, man. It depends on how stringent YouTube wants to be. The next video is an SNL skit called Office Apology. You'll be fine because you're a corporation. Corporations are always fine on YouTube. We don't need to worry about that. The next one, the Try Guys cook bagels without a recipe. Snack food videos. Kids love snack foods. Try Guys. Kids also probably like the Try Guys. They have bright yellow in their background. Bright colors was on one of the lists. Again, this list that I'm referring to, I couldn't find it. It was in everybody's video that I was watching, but when I was doing my research, I couldn't find the list. So I showed you guys the more generalized list, but these kinds of things that I'm naming, like snack foods, bright colors, it was on one of the lists. I just can't find it now. But they have bright colors in it. They're making snack foods. Kids are gonna eat that the frick up. Okay, Try Guys, be careful, my guys. Breaking into an abandoned 100-year-old safe with a plasma cutter by Dustin. Sis, you know that video is gonna be child friendly. You know kids are gonna eat that up. Adults don't want to. I don't care about that. Breaking into a safe with. I don't care. Do you care? I don't care. Kids are gonna love that. That's the kind of stuff that kids watch. If Morgs or Jake Paul was doing that, kids would eat it up. You're just Dustin. I don't know who you are, but I feel like most of your demographic is children. And the last one is the Fortnite X Star Wars gameplay trailer. That one will be fine because it's a corporation, but if anyone else puts up like a reaction video to that, you're gonna get flagged. Kids love Fortnite. Kids like this cutesier, newer version of Star Wars. You're gaming, you're done. You're done. You're done. Finito. Yeah, I just want to mention that I said a lot that they'll be fine because they're a corporation. I meant that. Corporations, news channels, big budget companies, they can break any of these rules that they want. I absolutely guarantee that to you. YouTube is not going to do anything to its corporations. It's just the YouTubers. It's just the people who made this website what it is in the first place who are at risk. Just you. Not me, because my channel is small and irrelevant and nobody cares about me. But you. And me if I ever get some more subscribers. I do want to say though, I reached 40 subscribers, and I know that that's not a lot by any stretch of the word, but like, that's 40 people who chose to like sit down and listen to what I had to say. If that happened in class, like they were like, we're gonna give a presentation, it's optional if you want to listen, and 40 whole people decided to stay and listen to me, like that would be a real moment. So thank you to the 40 of you who are around. I hope you're enjoying my content. I know it's kind of all over the place, but I just have a lot I want to talk about. Anyways, I'm done talking about COPPA, the bullying laws, the bullying rules, and the hate speech rules. I'm sure that there's more I could say, but I got my big points out, just that this is going to affect a lot of different channels. It's really hard to be not kid-friendly, but also advertiser-friendly. There won't be any consistency in enforcing this, and it's not parents' fault, it's YouTube's fault, and YouTube is now shifting the blame so that it won't be their fault anymore. That was pretty much the big things that I wanted to get out there. So if you didn't hear anything from the video, now you've heard those 4 points. You know everything you need to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't think any of this will affect my channel unless I start making more black related videos like I had planned to. I planned to talk about like growing up dark skin. I wanted to do a video on colorism with my friend, but I'm still gonna do it. But like if the videos get deleted, I won't be surprised. It's basically how I feel. Let me know down in the comments below if your favorite channel is maybe going to be at risk of getting deleted when these new rules come into play, and how you feel about them. Please like this video, subscribe, comment, leave turn on the notification bell, my dudes, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo, click some links. I always leave these links here for you guys. Do you click on? Ow, nope. I'm sore from the gym. We're not gonna do that. We'll just do this. You know, a light like a. Do you guys click my links? I hope you click my links. If you're not not clicking my links, the only acceptable explanation is that you're leaving a comment. So you're either commenting or clicking my links. Which one is it? Well, I hope you're done doing it because this video is over, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.